Hi guys, it's Chrissy with Chrissy's Divine Design Tarot, and today we are doing a reading for the collective. So we're going to do your past life and what may have happened in this past life. I'm just going to pull one card from this deck and over there. Okay, this has to do with a volcano. Really? Okay. Fire disaster. Okay. So the time frame is early Middle Ages. Let's just see what shows up here for you in this time frame. All right, you may have been in Asia at the time. Oh, Celtic. So I feel like you may have been here a couple different ways. You may have been farming in Asia. Horses. Something to do with horses. Now that could have been in the Celtic as well. I feel like those are all separate. And then we have spiritually and religious, or religion. So, um, definitely had spirit in mind here. Oh, wow. You're a star seed. So you are meant to shine your light. So holy. Okay. So I do like this for you. With this time frame, this is the early Middle Ages that you have been here. However, you've also been here through other times, and spirituality and religion were something you were supposed to shine with. I'm going to put that there because the next part is the identity. So let's just see what you identify as, and it's a guru or idol. So you are famous here. Looks like you are a famous person within each time about maybe somebody in the church because religion and that was quite back then was a lot of power within that. So let's see what people were in and around you about. So there was fashionists that were around you in that time where had something to do with fashion. You had to have the best clothes. You may have been a bit of a loner. You liked yourself self-sufficient, so you were quite uh, liked your quiet spaces. You didn't like to be around a lot of people, so you probably picked up a lot of energy, and you maybe even had a protector to protect you as you were the idol or a guru. So interesting. Whoa, you were a prophet and a jester and a daredevil. So you maybe took a lot of chances going from town to town to spread the word about spirit and religion. Now, you may be foreseeing things as well, which really made your power in that time. And you are a nurturer, so you like to nurture people or help people in that helpful, caring, and encouraging way, which is that influencer. Or essentially, you're an influencer in the Middle Ages. Interesting. So let's look at the love. What does it say? You have love here as separated by distance. So you don't have your person with you when you're going town to town. You would leave them behind. Yeah, look at that. Separation phase. I can't make it up. So this is interesting because distance teaches you valuable lessons about how your love is there, and it's like that distance makes the heart grow fonder. And then we have energy balance. So you have a good energy about you, and this person does too. You have your feminine and masculine energies that are harmonized, and you have that magnetic pull when it comes to other people or even your person in love. There is that energy. And then for your person, there's divine harmony here when you're both together. And it looks like mirroring of the souls. So this could be a twin flame or a higher level type of soulmate and a spiritual growth. Wow, isn't that interesting? So there's growth here with this person in a spiritual capacity and forgiveness for maybe being away quite often. So let's just look at the faith aspect of this. This is a Gnostic or a dualistic. Interesting. For somebody that is about spirituality and that, Did you actually believe in those times? Okay, you see the lesson, the error of your ways. Interesting. And honoring the cycle. So perhaps you change your view on this. You clear your space. You dissolve fear, or your person does, about, I feel like their faith helps them when you're away. Speak your truth. So they may tell you exactly how they feel about you not being there, and don't take it personally. And they're trying not to take it personally that you're away. It's nothing to do with them. It's about your calling, and release the old story. So trying to get this person not to look at the past so much, or trying to release any negative energies. So you may be changing your ideas about spirituality. Maybe you're not so much religious as you are spiritual. All right, there is a hidden person. This could be this protector. Whoops. Repeat. Okay, interesting. Let's just see one more. And a message. Okay, so you might be getting a repeating message from a hidden person. What is this about? There's trust here between you and your person. So uh, you two are partners. So I don't know if there's someone else here. Ooh, and the aftermath. Ooh, okay. So do you find that your person, oh, they might be mentoring somebody here? Maybe you're both mentors. There's something that happens here, though. Let's just see what this may involve, or where this may happen. Okay, so your faith, and let's look. Oh, mental illness is your trauma. Oh boy. Okay. So maybe you take your faith right to the next level, or perhaps you go in the dark aspects of things. Let's just see. Oh, dependency. So you may have been doing something. Um, Now, back then, cocaine was part of a drug. Back then, they didn't know what it was, but it was in existence. So living room. Okay, so dependency, you may have been in the living room. Let's just see, what does the living room have to do with anything? This might have been when you were home. Maybe you were picking up on his thoughts. Maybe he was telling you his thoughts. There's a great fortune that you're building that he may keep at home, because back then, in any of these, I feel like there was the earnings, you didn't necessarily put it in the bank. And we have sorrow and adversary. So there is somebody else that comes between you and this person. Forgiveness is here. So is all forgiven after the fact? Somebody that you got close to, or they got close to, that changed the dynamic here. And then we have a rich girl. So interesting. You're the one that's making the money. Oh, you still end up getting married. Wow. Do you get married to someone else that you're mentoring, or is this your person? I feel like his thoughts are that you're getting something's going on, but it looks like they trust their partner. But there is an aftermath about this mentoring. But I feel like you maybe get past it. They're just upset that you're not around too much. You have a lot of money for your travels and what you're doing. So, but there is mental illness here. The location is Southern Europe, and your death is a suicide. So let's just see about your death and what brings it to that. Woo! Okay, the aftermath. There's nobody home and it's just a mess. The Chariot. Okay, you might be thinking that there's someone else. Maybe you can't get that out of your mind as part of a mental illness. Three of Wands, there's something just offshore here. Four of Pentacles, this may be that you're saving some money, or this may have something to do with your money. I don't know, there's getting the mixed signals here. And of course, with mental illness, yeah, you may have been wanting to end things. You do show up as closing the door. So You just close it on your life, that's all. So what else is going on here? Yeah, Five of Pentacles. You may feel like somebody's taking your money, especially with the rich girl coming up there. The Tower is things change, and you may have thought there was a passionate new beginning between somebody, or you had that with somebody in your past life, and there's the Courage card in reverse. So you may have been scared to do this, but let's just see what emotions show up when it happens after the lesson that you were supposed to learn in this lifetime. You were supposed to have some type of resistance in this. You weren't meant to take your own life. There may have been some point of hesitation before you did, or you should have hesitated. There may have been some excitement and I'm getting adrenaline going on here about doing this. You may have been very surprised that you actually did pass. Maybe you weren't planning to actually go that far. And powerlessness. So maybe you didn't have the courage to keep going, but you do take your life. And it looks like, yeah, you may have had some type of loneliness while you were away, or because of their loneliness. You really have this, I'm getting this sorrow that comes through here. Do you not actually feel like you have the courage to go through with it? But you end up, it does happen. Oh, there was a lot of tension there between you and your person. So the lesson definitely, let's look at what the lesson was. Yeah, forgiveness. And that's so weird that forgiveness is right there for the lesson. This is your lesson here. This was your suicide. Hmm. You maybe got married in Southern Europe with this person. You may have been depressed already. There might have been some dependency. Maybe it was alcohol, or maybe back then it was cocaine. Interesting. Forgiveness was your lesson. Anyways, let's just clear up a couple things here. You were a starseed coming in, so yeah, you're there to help people heal. And maybe forgiveness was what you were supposed to be having for other people. That may have been the message, and about maybe starting over with going after what you're passionate about. You're a nurturer. Okay, there was arguments. You may have done something about arguments come between people while they're arguing to try to help them heal. Let's see about this forgiveness. All right. You trusted this person. You had your calling here with this judgment. Things are changing. You already learned a lesson, and there was a transformation here. So you learned something on your travels. There is the offer from your person, and this may be a negative about your faith. This might be somebody from your past life that you come together with every lifetime. All right, you get the courage here. There's the karma, and your person, they're quite emotionally available for you. There's the marriage, but somebody gets caught doing something. There's the third party here, and the King of Swords. So there's the spoken word about this, and that may have been why you end up taking your life. You have a lot of tension. There's a lot of things going on here. Yeah, you you do it. You take it. You do it. Yeah. Interesting. So you maybe were meant to do this. It was maybe their lesson for this resistance they should have had towards this other person. They should have hesitated, and they just went after what they were passionate about. You may have been surprised. You may have felt powerless because you weren't available to stop it. And you may even had loneliness of your own. But there was a lot of tension here. Is it possible this person married someone else while you were gone, the third party? You may have been just offshore when this happens. Let's see about the tension. Let's get 3 more cards here. All right. So looks like your steady growth for your pentacles was there. You were even willing to share it with your person. And the hangman here is kind of hanging back. You may have realized there was something here. They were hanging on to someone else's energy. You were hanging on too tight. There is the suicide, and you just wanted that happy home. Wow. This was kind of interesting to see. I don't know if you guys liked this or not. There's parts of it I liked, things there that were kind of different, but let's just see about the namesake for your person that you're meant to have meet every lifetime to have this with. There's expansion, branching out, and being social. You can't meet anyone if you're not out and available. Purpose, there is a divine plan. Choose your path because you do have free will. And soulful, so profound meaning, significant event that's going to happen. There's some heartfelt passion and magic. Use your power. You're a charming person, and there's unforeseen forces bringing this together that you may not even be realizing. I'm just going to put that as the bottom of the deck there. There we go. So they may have an MSEP in their namesake, first, middle, or last. So I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, this was a different type of reading, so it has something to do with your past lives, some of the lessons you've learned, some of the things that occurred while you were there, how you died, what your lesson was, what location was in, your faith, your trauma, your death. So interesting enough. You may even have some phobias or be really good with farm animals or be really drawn to the Celtic crosses or, I don't know, spirituality and religion. You shine. There is a influence type of energy here that you're meant to influence other people just by being. So you do have a purpose here. And it looks like you found your purpose. However, your purpose may have been this sudden death to teach somebody a lesson here about maybe about family or love. This may have driven you mad, or maybe this other person was the one that had the mental illness. I don't know. However, that is showing up for you. So take what does resonate for you, leave what does not, and don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. It does help the channel. I appreciate you. Still trying to get to that 10,000 subscribers, and we are at 6.5, I guess, in and around there. 6,500 people that have subscribed. Thank you so much for your subscriptions, and we will see you guys next time. So we'll see you then. Later.